What's going on, guys? My name is Amir and welcome to Street Production 303. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I know you guys are used to cinematic footage, music, everything is on point and a lot of action, especially these car cruises I go to or car shows. I figured I'd make a video like this because it's nice to sit down and give my own opinion. Instead of just doing cinematics and going on, it's nice to sometimes get to know the person that's behind the camera so that you guys will see what I'm all about and you guys will see my perspective on certain things that are happening in the car world. Today, we're going to be talking about the C8 Corvette, the new Corvette that's coming out. There's a lot of speculation going on, there's a lot of myths and stories and rumors. So today, we're going to talk about that and also if I plan on getting one. So before we get into the whole story of if I'm going to purchase one or not, we can go over some of the numbers and some of the specs that this car is supposed to come with. First of all, the looks. I think it looks amazing. Some of the footage that was captured of the car has the camo cover on it. So it's hard to depict what it will look like, but the photo renderings, they look great. I expect it to look sick. I think Chevy's gonna step up like they always do and keep up with the times and make this car look modern and bring all the features that will be a head turner for sure. Let's look at the first thing, and that's the engine and the horsepower output, which is what everybody wants to know. Everybody wants to know the performance and what the hell is this car capable of. So I heard that there's 3 different scenarios for the engine. One is a 5.5 liter V8 twin turbocharged engine, which is supposed to produce 850 horsepower to the crank. Not the wheels, the crank. The other engine is supposed to be a 4.2 liter V8 twin turbocharged, producing 650 horsepower. There's also rumors out there that Chevy might use a 6.2 liter engine out of the Z06 model. Instead of putting a supercharger on the car, they're gonna twin turbo it to bring it to 850 horsepower. That scenario might be cheaper because the engine is already designed, it already exists. They just have to design it in a way to put it in the back of the car so it's a mid-engine car. I also read that it could be a V6 twin turbocharged engine because everything is now becoming more efficient with the EPA and engines are getting smaller, but they're performing a lot better, just like the Ford GT that came out with a V6 twin turbocharged motor. I'm not a fan of that. I really like the V8s and the way they sound. A V6 will never sound like a V8 does. Being in a mid-engine car, this car is going to perform so much better than any other Corvette has. Chevy has reached the limits of what a front-engine car can do with as much horsepower as these cars come with. It's really hard to keep up with all the Porsches, Ferraris, Lambos because it's front heavy. The engine is pushed back, but it's not a mid-engine car. So I think that's what Chevy's evolving to. If Chevy does come out with this car, I truly believe that the new Chevy Corvette is gonna be an actual exotic car. A lot of guys don't consider the C7 an exotic car. I get a lot of hate for that. I believe it's an American supercar, just like the Viper, Ford GT, and the Corvette. I feel like the Corvette is the most budget exotic car in the world because you get all this performance, handling ability, quarter-mile speed, big brakes, you get it all. And plus, the interior is so much better now in the new C7. There's a lot of guys that go, oh, it's just a sports car, it's not an exotic. And the car world is full of opinions, so that's what makes the car community so interesting because everybody's got a different opinion on what looks good, what doesn't, different styles, models, and the way you modify your cars. Now, when it comes to the transmission, from what I've looked into, Chevy plans on doing a dual clutch system on the car. And that is a plus because all the high-end supercars are dual clutch, a lot quicker, faster response, a lot smoother, and it's in the supercar league. It's in the supercar realm. I also read that Chevy might do a 10-speed transmission just like they have it on the new ZL1 Camaros. We definitely know that Chevy's gonna do a great job on deciding what kind of transmission they're gonna use, whichever ends up being. Even these transmissions are amazing. They do great. This one is tuned, so it performs a lot better than the stock one. Now let's talk about the chassis and the handling and everything. This being a mid-engine car, this engine will sit a lot lower, and we're talking inches, but in the car world, inches is a big deal, especially when it comes to track times and whatnot. And the car is gonna handle much better with the engine being right in the center of the car. And performance is gonna be improved, times are gonna be improved, so the driver is gonna sit more forward because there's no motor in the front of the car anymore, it's in the back. So this way you get better visibility and that way you can handle the car a lot better as a driver. Now when it comes to the tub and the chassis, I don't think Chevy's gonna go with a carbon tub. That will be hypercar level. They're just gonna do it probably on aluminum chassis, just like this car is. It's gonna be lightweight and strong. I don't see them doing a carbon tub because what Chevy likes to do is they like to produce these cars for an affordable price for people like you and me that have regular day jobs and that want to have a cool car for a budget price. But then we pull up next to these high-end cars and we do as well on the streets and on the track. Since we're already in the topic of talking about price, from what I've read online is that the base C8 Corvette is going to start at $80,000. Now, I don't know what kind of motor you're going to get with that. I believe you're going to get the smallest horsepower output with the smallest engine and the base package, which is still affordable to a lot of people. $80,000 is a lot of money. But if you want the 850 fully loaded version, I personally believe it's going to be closer to $160,000 to $200,000. With everything fully loaded, the Zora 1 is about a $150,000 car. This car is going to be above that level. Performance-wise, being an exotic, a full-on exotic. So this car is going to be above that. When it comes to the topic of will I get a C8? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm probably going to wait till all the specs are out because I also don't want to be a guinea pig because the first models when they come out, this being the first mid-engine Corvette, they could have issues because it's the first time Chevy did something like this. So there could be recalls and all that, and I don't want to get the first batch of them. I'd rather wait a year or two and let the price come down a little bit, just like I waited on this one a little bit. I am considering it. I do like the car a lot, but I also am considering other cars. You know, like I said, I don't want to sell this car at all. If I get a C8 or whatever I get, I want to keep this because I spent so much work wrenching on it, cutting my hands up, long nights, sleepless nights, issues, and I love this car. I put a lot of heart into it and I love the way it looks, so I will keep it. So whatever I decide to do, I'm keeping this and I'm getting something else. Options are 570S, C8 Corvette. I was even thinking about a Huracan. I haven't decided. Maybe I changed my mind and who knows, I'll get a Porsche. I don't know yet. All I know is that I set a kind of like a 2-year limit or 2-year plan. But when it comes to the C8 or the McLaren, that's going to be a pure exotic, and I'm going to keep the miles limited on that. And this car, I could just drive and have fun in it. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you're new to the channel or you like today's video, please give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate the feedback and the support. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care and be safe.